Get ready to dive into a world where empires stand on the brink of war and terrible monsters tear at the fragile borderlands of men. The Adventurer-Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, or as we like to call it, Acts 2, is now live on Kickstarter. Acts 2 is the new edition of the acclaimed best-selling fantasy role-playing game. You'll find everything you need to enjoy epic fantasy campaigns with a sweeping scope. Whether you want to crawl through dungeons, experiment with alchemy, crossbreed monsters, run a merchant emporium, raise an undead legion, or even conquer an empire, Acts 2 supports your playstyle. Acts 2 integrates experience point mechanics, making campaign activities a seamless part of the core gameplay loop. Your character levels up in new and exciting ways each time you play, adding massive replayability to each of your adventures. Acts 2 offers 18 character classes, 378 spells, new combat mechanics, and so much more. Support Acts 2 on Kickstarter today.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day, the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply. How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day, the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere, it's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
You voted, and the results are in!
According to our Discord, the player who is getting a point of inspiration today is... drumroll, please.
We have a tie, folks!
I will need Grom and Zag to roll a d20.
14. 6.
Oh! Zag, you gain a point of inspiration.
Woo! Thank you, Discord.
Thank you to our Discord. Check that out. I will leave a link in our episode description with that.
Join our Discord so you can participate in Knocked Prone votes and have a discussion with other fans in our community. On to the episode.
Knocked Prone is a clean, chaotic, and deep podcast for D&D nerds. Find more ways to support our show in the episode description.
Last time on Knocked Prone.
A titan just fell from the sky with us? Do we know where that is?
You notice a large puddle of water.
The melted ice.
I think that it would be best if we wait here and go in for tomorrow.
Grom is going to begin shadow boxing.
Are you Grom Iron Fist? I watched you on my rune crystal.
Edmund the Skull is going to be a really good match.
Efimia overhears this and goes, "Do you say Edmund the Skull? Well, at least I can give you some insight into Edmund. I unfortunately used to love that man. And he apparently didn't even care enough to stay off the choke mist." Dun, dun, dun!
Whether you're a halfling, a giant, or somewhere in between, round the table with your friends, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And if life ever knocks you down, your dice will surely turn around. Roll stats, it's time to quest. Let's put your characters to the test.
My name is Cade, the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Alec playing Zag.
Mason playing Grom.
Marissa playing Efimia.
And Brooklyn playing Selene.
We're going to join you guys after the long rest. You guys wake up right outside of Greyhaven City. The bass thumping of the loud punch bowl music is still throbbing in the morning time, but it fades as the sun rises. The four of you are currently joined by Bird the Third Jr., Selene's three siblings, Aria, Max, and Ruben, as well as her fiance, Finch, and your guys' dog, Avery. Grom, it is the day of your fight. You know that it is in the evening time.
I would be having my pre-fight routine, which is just a double ration, followed by my exercise routine.
basically body weights, throwing my hammer back and like pulling it back, and then I want to go talk to Zag.
Zag, last time when I had wrinkles in my neck and the horns and stuff, you were able to remove that, right?
Yeah.
I have a bracelet that was given to me by a dear friend, but it won't come off. Do you know anything that could maybe help with that?
Let me get a look at it. And Zag's gonna just kind of inspect it. Does he know, like, does Zag already know that it's cursed? I don't know if he was there for
Just
that.
looking at the bracelet, it is giving off like a smoke, like a gray smoke aura to your caster eyes. You would assume that this is a cursed item.
It also says BFF on it.
It also says BFF on it, so that's cursed in the way
Oh my
of
goodness.
Grom has another BFF.
Yeah, Zag is definitely gonna notice that thing. How dare you? What is this?
It didn't mean anything.
It'll never happen again?
Never again.
Get over it.
The butcher killed them. The butcher killed them, so I don't think we'll see them again. It was nothing. I promise.
I can't stay mad at you. Hand it over. He's gonna grab Grom's wrist and he's gonna put his hands over the bracelet and kind of think back to when he was in that graveyard with Thorn and attempt to remove the curse, casting his 3rd level remove curse spell.
Yes, you feel the same kind of astral projection through your body as Thorn's magic courses through your hands, and you are able to remove the curse.
I've been suspicious about this, but Grom wouldn't have. Attuning to the armor, is it cursed at all? Like, was it a trap as well, or does it seem to be legit in its ways?
As you attempt to take off the armor, you notice that it is easily able to be taken off if you choose to do so. And Zag also, noticing Grom's suspicion looking at this armor as he tries to remove it, you notice that the armor doesn't give off the same smoky aura that the cursed bracelet did.
Grom, I think your armor is okay. I don't see anything wrong with it right now.
All right, that's good. Are you ladies ready to go?
I'm ready, but I'm not exactly sure where we're going. We still have a lot of time before the fight, and Greyhaven might not be a very safe place for us right now.
I don't really think it is, at least with how much they might be watching us. What is it you needed to speak with War about? Somebody mentioned that, I thought.
I don't trust War. He sold my soul. I may have forgotten to mention this, but when I went in the Underdark with my mum, I fought a ogre of some kind, and he told me that he had a contract on my soul when I signed for Avery.
With the Shirakasisa.
Shirakasisa?
Yes. So, I don't know if he can be trusted.
That is a valid point.
That is a really good one. Did War know that was happening?
Thank you.
Do we trust either of them?
Both of them aren't really ideal allies, but at this point, I trust War more than I trust Avani.
I do know, I think we can all agree that Ascended Corp is not who they claim to be, and we don't want to be aligned with them, right?
I look over at Grom to see his reaction to that.
I have a bone to pick with Avani. I think there's been a misunderstanding of some kind, and I have a bone to pick with War as well.
Maybe we can invite them to the same place at the same time.
That is a great idea.
And we can talk to them both. Be mediators. They have serious problems with each other.
We could be mediators.
Yeah. We could get them together, meteor it all out, and then we wouldn't have to decide anymore. Like, they're all good, and then we can just get on with our lives, do the punch bowl, live happily ever after, you know.
I think that sounds great.
You do sometimes remind me that there's some very innocent hope in the world. For the realistic part, I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay. Do we want to just...
I mean, Avani's gonna know we're there, no matter what.
Yeah,
You still have
true.
your phones, and
That's true.
they have crystals all over the city.
Who currently has their phones on them?
Oh, crap.
That's true.
Selene and
I thought we
Efimia?
talked about this, because
You shoved them so deep in your bag.
Well, they're still
she
there,
used
just for the
hers.
record. They're still there.
You feel in your pocket.
Are you gonna get that?
Can I see who's on caller ID?
Grom,
It's a
what's
text.
your favorite color?
Oh, it's a text. Okay. Can I turn over my phone and read it?
So glad to hear that you were successful with your mission. I look forward to seeing you very soon. Avani.
Okay, so what if... Hear me out. What if I just go see Avani?
I don't think that's a very safe idea.
I would be more comfortable with us there. We're the royal guard, after all.
If I'm being honest, I'm not super open to going and seeing Avani. I don't really know how that can be productive.
I need to see Avani.
And she owes us money for our job.
She does.
She does
and we do
owe
need
us
money.
As we know, and I'm still holding my phone in my hand, Ascended Corp has been so good to us, and she's just gonna kind of just wide eye at you two.
I completely agree, but I am a little annoyed that she
No, you
changed my
don't
fight. But
good about it, right? Don't you?
well, it is more exciting. It's not a week away
No,
anymore.
it's gonna be so fun. Okay, and then she shoves her phone deep in her purse.
Maybe you go see War.
I don't think we should split up again, guys. I think we decide what we do and we do it together.
I can't leave the Ascended Corp thing alone right now. Remember what I said about where my mother might be?
That's right. We have to find her.
She has a theory, and I back her up on this one. I think Avani knows where she is and might be the reason that we can't find her.
All the more reason to try to get it out of her.
I don't think we forced this one.
We could fight Avani. How hard could she be?
Finch, the last time you got involved in a fight, I'm pretty sure you ended up with 8 legs instead of the 2.
Well, I could hang out with Selene's younger siblings and Avery. I could just watch them. You guys seem to know what you're doing.
They're not wanted. They could probably go in the city just fine.
Yeah, stealth mission Finch.
Yeah.
All right, team. And he rubs some dirt underneath his eyes.
Grob will turn to Zach and say,
well, if we have an entire day to kill, maybe we could find some of your, the people hunting you. They probably could be good practice for tonight.
Do you want to get practice today, or do you need a rest today?
I think you shouldn't utilize your strength.
But you're right. We do have the entire day. Maybe we can see Avani and War.
Yeah, I think we both. I mean, I know Efimia wants to see Avani, and I want to help her. I want to go, and I know you want to see War, and I also think we need to talk to. I think we do need to talk to both. Where do we go first, though?
Avani's just down the street, I suppose.
Well, I know I'm outnumbered, so we can go see Avani as long as everybody promises to not make a ruckus. We don't want anybody getting exhausted before the fight.
We know that she's not just a old moon elf anymore, right? She's Vecna.
Zag, make me a history check with advantage.
Ah.
17.
With a 17, you recall from the books that were read, as well as the information that was given to Efimia in the Rune Crystal Church in Brigaroon, Avani used to be known as Cassidy, and it seems that something has potentially overtaken her.
Okay, so Zag's going to relay that to the party. Guys, I don't think Cassidy's gone. I think, yes, Vecna and Cassidy may be one and the same, but I don't think that means that Cassidy is gone entirely. I think maybe we could help her.
I don't think we should say anything, but we should look for clues to see if that theory is right, because if you are right, that could change a lot of things.
Yeah.
If the vision from my father said anything, it was that Cassidy could be actually a big help to me. And then she goes into her bag and pulls out her tarot cards and she goes, these are from Cassidy. These were given to my father from Cassidy directly, and they are kind of, I suppose, what holds my power at this point.
I don't know why I think it, or why I feel it, that there is magic involved.
I think you're right.
I think it makes more sense, though, to go to Avani. If we go to War first, Avani's going to know.
That's true.
You know?
So eventually we might decide to not go to Avani.
So I guess we're headed to Ascended Corp.
All right, you guys head.
Really dumb, but let's go.
You guys head into Greyhaven. This is as usual. There's lots of flyers with Grom's face on it that says tonight. Efimia, it's kind of triggering for you because the other half of the poster is Edmund's face.
Ew.
You can see that he has shaved his head completely. He skips leg day. You can tell by the posters. Massive pecs, massive biceps, itty bitty little legs. So
Efimia's gonna point at one poster and goes, I swear he didn't look that bad when I dated him.
They must have run out of ink. There's no way that's real.
His legs were always like that. The chest is just bigger.
Well, maybe the drugs are getting to his legs.
Like atrophy?
Atrophying away or something.
Well, then just kick him in the shin.
All right.
That's not a bad idea.
I do like knocking people over.
Yeah.
I might have an advantage. I'm shorter than him, so he'll have a harder time landing lower blows.
Go for the knees.
What's he gonna do? Kick you?
Exactly.
You guys make it to Ascended Corp. Nothing really notable happens on your guys' way. Actually, with your passive perception scores, you notice that the cameras aren't really zooming into you.
They're not functional, or they're not
They're
moving?
functional, but they're just not. Before, you remember the rune crystal phones zooming into your location pretty much everywhere you went in Greyhaven. For whatever reason, they're not following you around.
I think Zag will probably notice that, but knowing they're probably listening is not going to necessarily say anything. Just keep heading towards the elevator or wherever we're heading.
Yeah, you make it into the tower. The receptionist behind the desk is like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so glad that you're here. Avani said you might be here, but I thought they don't even have a reservation or an appointment or anything. That's a bad way to get into a restaurant, not having a reservation."
I lost my phone, so I wasn't able to call ahead.
Oh,
I apologize.
you want a new one?
Sure, yes.
Actually, you know what? I think we know where his is. He just he misplaced it, but
that's okay.
We can find it.
So the receptionist welcomes you in. She escorts you over to the elevator.
Is Avani expecting us then? Is she free?
Yeah. Avani said that she was expecting the four of you actually today. So I was really shocked at her able to see the future. Man, this is weird. I'm tripped out right now.
She watches us quite a lot. I think we're her favorite show.
Oh, were you guys on? Oh my gosh, I saw you guys on the Wheel of Umber. Can you sign my lanyard?
Well, of course.
And I'll scribble on her lanyard indiscriminately.
Wonderful. And are you guys heading up?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
So we're not turning back now.
Yep.
I just gotta ask.
The double triple
asking.
Ask
Oh gosh.
freaking me out.
I don't like this.
You guys start to ascend on this elevator and eventually get to the top floor. The doors open. Avani is sitting calmly behind her desk. Her eyes no longer twitching, and she smiles very widely as you guys enter into the room, and she says, "You've done wonderfully on your job. I hear the Cult of the Skull is not only not being spread, but it's shut down now in the Brigaroon mine area."
Yes, that is correct. We did it as you had asked.
Yes, wonderful. Well, here you go. She hands each of you a stack of 2,000 Badland credits.
Grom just has a sack that's the size of him on his back that are just Badland credits.
I think I almost have enough.
Zag is remaining quieter than he has been around Avani in the past and trying to get a feel for, on that check earlier, knowing that there is some magic involved, trying to just see if he can notice or sense or see anything magical or affecting her.
Roll me an Arcana check with advantage.
Burn a point of inspiration. 11.
With an 11, you get a sense that there is some magical aura over Avani, but you aren't able to pinpoint anything about it.
Do I believe that Cassidy is still there? Avani and Cassidy are two separate persons?
With the reading and the things that you were told in the Church of the Crystal Runes, you are able to kind of perceive that Avani and Cassidy may be separate individuals of some sort.
Okay. So I think Zag's just going to be sitting there thinking, staring her down.
Okay.
We went there and we stopped them and got them to not... didn't we get their weapons or something?
Yes, we did.
We weren't able to bring them back, but we did get them to a point of pacifism. Don't think they will bother you anymore.
Not at all.
Well, normally I would be a little bit peeved at that, but seeing that you all have brought Ascended Corp so much money with your sponsorship that you guys did in the Wheel of Umber, we are so excited to have you on board.
I'm glad you said that, because I've been feeling a bit opposite as of late. There were some people that attacked me in Brigaroon, and they said that you had paid them to do it.
Grom, we have to understand, not everyone tells the truth.
Oh,
she's just
I
gonna
did
look
pay
over
them. I wanted to test your strength.
I knew it! I told you all.
You were totally right.
Roll an insight.
All right. 13?
Her eye twitches as she is telling this to Grom.
Then they told me that you moved my fight to tonight, which, it's wonderful. I'm happy to fight earlier.
I just figured that maybe you wouldn't want to wait so long.
I just going to say, with the rail systems being down, you should give me a more effective way of traveling, because we almost didn't make it here in time.
That's a very good point. What do you suggest?
I don't know. We got here using a flying machine of some kind. Do you have something like that?
I will look into what Ascended Corp has.
I saw some owlbears at the zoo. We could ride some of those.
Well, that might be easier than you thought. The zoo has been shut down due to some malpractice that I hear was going on.
They were a bit rude to me.
They weren't feeding their animals correctly, I don't think.
Oh, how horrible of them.
Right. Well, Efimia, your lie detector is just like flashing as all of Efimia, or all of Avani talking. You just know that like she's spewing some truths into her lies, but they're mostly lies.
Yeah, I'm just kind of nodding and just watching her body language.
I'm not too upset because they kind of burned me on a deal we made to get Avery, my dog.
Right.
She's a very good girl. Speaking of rewards and things like that, Efimia, I know that she was wanting to know where her mum was, and you promised that you'd tell her.
You are so right, and it has been a few missions, hasn't it?
Yes, that's actually very sweet of you, Grom.
It seems like it could be time for you to know.
I would very much appreciate that. Thank you.
Would you like to meet alone?
Oh no, this is not right. There's nothing right going on right now.
Danger. I think this is where like she's still a little naive when it comes to her mom, because she was pretty naive before like all the crap that happened to her. Meet her alone. Where?
No, meet with me alone so we could discuss it more privately. I just don't want to say anything in front of anyone that you wouldn't want anyone knowing.
I think Zag's gonna shoot her a look. Like no.
Selene's look matches.
Grom's just smiling at you.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere, it's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
What if you all just wait just outside the door?
Selene and Zag make me Arcana checks. Zag, make me an Arcana check with disadvantage.
Oh.
Ooh.
10.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend an inspiration point. 17.
Zag, with a 17, the same gray aura smoky energy that was coming off of Grom's bracelet is covering Avani. You couldn't see it before, but with your new levels in Cleric, you are able to kind of better understand the arcane weave and the magic that surrounds people.
Knowing that, before we leave the room, Zag is going to pull out his bell that makes no sound that he received from Grom. And he's going to say, Avani, I actually got you a gift on our travels. And he's going to walk up and attempt to hand it to her.
Yeah.
As he does, she hold her hand out.
She holds her hand out.
He's going to grab onto her hand and again, think back to the graveyard he was in. He's going to cast Remove Curse on Avani Mech.
Oh! What?
You rang your bell, the bell that you just handed over to Avani. When ringing it, even though it didn't make any sounds, it gives you advantage on your next roll.
No way.
So,
dude, did you know that?
Nope. These are just random trinkets I bought.
As you cast Remove Curse on Avani, her eyes and mouth light in this, as bright as the sun, just beams of light come out of Avani Mech's eyes and mouth. And as the light diminishes, a heaping of green smoke darts out of her mouth and it fills the room. Grom, you recall seeing the living spell in the zoo when you went to go adopt.
Oh my god.
When you went to go adopt Avery. This seems to be a living spell, but much stronger. I'm going to need everyone to roll for initiative.
Oh my Dude, this is gonna rule.
Dude, I got 6.
A 6?
I got 21.
Nice.
6.
17.
So I got a natural 3, which puts this living spell at the very end of initiative. So you guys are all going to have a chance to attack this spell before it goes. Selene, you are up first.
What's happening with Avani's body right now? Like, is she standing there? Is she what's she doing?
As this smoke pours out of Avani Mech's mouth, or should I say Cassidy at this point, Cassidy's body starts to collapse, like out of just exhaustion.
Would I know anything about an entity like this? Because me, IRL, in real life, I have no idea.
You do have the capability to use your action to utilize the karaoke decks, and that would tell you more. However, if you want, you can also do a history check, but it will be pass-fail, basically, on whether or not you get it.
Okay, so I'm going to make a history check to see if I know anything about these things, and I got a 6.
A 6 will not do it.
Okay, that's okay.
While this is happening, could Efimia run towards the body?
Yeah, Efimia, you're able to catch Cassidy just with a free action. Just you guys, this
We're in
room,
a small office.
Yeah, this room is less than 30 feet. I'm going to assume that anything that you would like to do is just able to be done.
Okay, just to get this out of the way, see if it works. I'm gonna try to use my all pike.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a 27 to hit.
Nice.
A 27 to hit will most certainly hit.
All right, so
You're able to deal your damage, and you do have the benefit of sneak attack if you'd like to take it, since you have allies within 5 feet of this creature as well. This gas is completely taking over the room. It is
everywhere.
hard to breathe. Yeah, it is a thick, gaseous spell that is just encapsulating the room in this greenish energy.
this is depressing because I don't think it's gonna work, and this is the best roll I've had this entire game. 33 points of damage.
33 points of damage, and this is magical at this point, so this is not resisted by this gaseous form, and you slash through it, and a large chunk you absolutely just cut off of this gaseous form, and it disintegrates in the air. You have dealt 33 points of damage to this spell. Is that the end of your turn, Selene?
That's the end of my turn.
All right, with that, Grom, you are up.
Casual.
Okay. Yeah.
Chill. Just cool.
Just a chill 33 points of damage.
And I will take 2 attacks. A 16 to hit.
A 16 will hit.
Oh, wow. Is that nat 20? Nat 20?
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Woo! All right, that will definitely hit.
This is going way better than our last big fight.
So for the first attack, 11 points of magical bludgeoning damage. The second attack, 9 points. That's it for this turn. I don't believe I can knock it prone.
It is immune to the prone condition.
Okay, so
as a smoke,
you'll see Grom just reach in to try to push it out, and as it starts enveloping his arm, he's just gonna pull back.
Yeah.
Using his bonus action anyway.
With that, Zag, you are up. So you see Efimia is cradling Avani in the corner, and there is this huge gaseous form just enveloped in the entire room.
Okay, well, Zach's gonna pull out the karaoke decks and start singing. All I want for Christmas is you.
Hello, Zag. Oh no, what a precarious situation we've gotten ourselves into.
Every time.
A living Geish spell. Armor class 15. Hit points unknown. Vulnerabilities: fire, lightning, damage. Resistances: bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks.
Is that loud enough that the party hears?
Yes.
They're aware. Okay, and then for my action, Zag is going to use his new channel divinity with the new subclass, Symbiotic Bond.
Okay.
So it's similar to my emboldening bond. So the 3 of you in the party, not myself, will be able to add an additional D4 to each of your ability checks or rolls once per turn. And on top of that, Symbiotic Bond allows affected creatures to absorb the damage of another bonded creature. When a bonded creature takes damage, they can act as a conduit for another bonded creature to absorb all the damage they would have taken. So if any of you get hit, another of you can decide to take that damage for that character. And that's all he will do this turn.
Okay, awesome. And with that, Efimia, you are up. This gaseous form looks hurt. It's not quite bloodied, but it is getting there.
Gently set Avani or Cassidy's head down because she just like was kind of like latently holding it, and just set her down on the ground, stand up, and step over her. So she's at least like kind of behind her. She is going to use her tarot deck. So I got the High Priestess, which is Frost Fingers. And
Frost
fingers. Freezing cold blast from your fingertips in a 15-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a Constitution saving throw. I am only facing it away from people. This is why I stepped over Avani.
Yeah.
Taking 2d8 cold damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. The cold freezes non-magical liquids in the area that aren't being worn or carried.
Nice. If it was a non-magical liquid, this fight would be over. However, it is magic, and it also got...
You're just fighting water.
Basically. It got a 18 on the die, plus 2, so unnatural 20 for its save.
Real rude. So half as much? 4. We got a 3. We got an 8. I helped.
You deal 7 points of damage to this spell.
She's trying to get used to these cards. She's a little defeated, but she's at least happy she contributed.
Yeah, and you've got Avani to kind of attend to, or Cassidy in your arms at this point as well. And with that, that is going to be the spell's turn. And it is going to use spell mimicry. So it's going to create a 40-foot diameter sphere of fog. So it's basically going to just encapsulate this entire room. When a creature enters the fog for the first time on its turn or starts its turn there, it must make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw, taking 5d8 poison damage on a fail or half as much on a success.
Sweet.
That is the end of its turn. Selene, you are up. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
15 for that Constitution saving throw.
A 15 is just going to fail.
Can you add the D4 from my symbiotic bond?
Yeah. Is that...
You can. It's an ability check, a saving throw, or an attack roll. Once per turn, you can add a D4.
So you get D4, so you get at least +1.
Yes, I'm glad I did
So
it.
yes, you get to add
+1.
Nice. Yes. So meets beats.
Yes.
Instead of taking 28 points of poison damage, you will take 14 points of poison damage.
All right, I'll take it.
And with that, you have your turn.
So since there's a fog in the room, can we see okay?
Technically, your vision is obscured.
Lightly obscured or heavily obscured?
Lightly.
Okay, because I'm close up to her, so I can at least see where I'm aiming.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to strike with my owl pike again. I am going to use a point of inspiration.
Wonderful.
Because
you guys are burning through
got
this session.
we're burning fast.
You also put a deep fear inside of us for tonight's session, so...
With all of the inspiration points that have been used tonight, I want to give a shout out to the Himbo Squad. Thank you so much for your inspiration, Himbo Squad.
Yes.
Your patronage means everything to us.
The first time I got a 4 plus all my stuff, and the next time I got a 3.
Oh, dang. Man. So how much is that to hit?
So 10.
A 10 will not hit. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Selene?
I'm going to use my bonus action to do my offhanded attack. 14 to hit.
A 14, unfortunately, will not hit.
Dang it. Okay.
Grom, you are up.
I am going to attack it.
You have to do a saving throw at the beginning, Constitution save.
I think I completely fail, but I've got my fight today, so I'm going to use an inspiration to try to...
Okay.
So 17 total.
A 17 will pass. So you will only take 25 halved, so 12 points of poison damage.
And I have resistance to poison damage,
yes.
so it's reduced to 6 even further.
Yes, so your 25 points of damage, you will take 6 points of damage from this gaseous form.
Attack it another 2 times. With improved critical, on my next hit, I get an additional +2 to damage because I crit last attack.
Wonderful.
So, a natural 18 for 25
That'll
to hit. Natural 3 for 10 to hit, so that misses.
That will not hit.
I'll use my action surge to do another 2 attacks.
Sweet.
So for this first attack, that was a 4. So 8 points of damage. Natural 18 again for 25.
That'll hit.
Natural 1.
That will miss, unfortunately.
Yeah. But the second hit does 6 points of damage. So I'm a big swinger tonight. That's the end of my turn.
That's awesome. Okay. You can tell, even though it's a gaseous form, it is definitely bloodied at this point.
It's half its size.
It is, yes, it is half its size. It is deteriorating. And with that, Zag, you are up.
Zag is going to use another new feature, his new channel divinity called Parasite. I can leech the vitality of an enemy to heal the living. So what will happen is I can cast inflict wounds by touch on this creature, right? Where it can build the room.
Yes.
Okay, and when I do that, I can choose another creature within 30 feet of me to regain hit points equal to the amount of damage dealt. And I will also upcast that to second level.
Okay, and before you cast that spell, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, 19.
32 halved, so you will take 16 points of poison damage.
Okay, so roll to hit?
Yes, roll to hit with inflict wounds.
All right, 22 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
So upcast, that's going to be 4d10. Ooh. That's going to be 23 damage.
Wow.
And I will heal Selene for that same amount using my Channel Divinity.
You have dealt a total of 99 points of damage to this creature so far. Selene, you feel this poison actually like fill your lungs, and it surprisingly heals you. And with that, Efimia, you are up. Before you do anything, Efimia, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
And don't forget, if you want, you can add a d4 to this.
Nat 20?
Now 1.
Yeah.
Hey.
Take it. Okay, just letting you know, I burned 2 inspiration points.
I burned 3 today. It is
I
go
only
time.
have 3, so
I've burned 0, suckers. No.
you need those.
Actually, no. Did I burn one?
A natural 20.
That will definitely succeed, and you will take 17 points of poison damage. So that's 34 halved to 17.
So I'll take it. I'm gonna go once again to Eldritch Blast.
Awesome.
And so 2 beams at 5th level, 15.
15 will hit.
Okay. So I got a 10 for the second one.
With a 10, that will unfortunately miss.
But you still hit the first one.
But I still hit the first one.
Yes.
So I get a
So you get to
D10.
roll 1d10.
I got a 4.
4 points of force damage to this smoke. It looks very, very hurt.
So I actually have a bonus action of Magic Stone, and guess who has a purse full of rocks?
Oh, nice. You imbue these rocks with magical energy. With that, it's going to be the living spell's turn. It looks at Zag, and it goes from this greenish hue to a reddish hue as it is angered by Zag taking it out of Cassidy's body. And so it's going to do 2 magical strikes on you. That is a 27 to hit and a natural 20 to hit. I'm
Hold up.
so sorry.
I'm going to use Silvery Barbs as a reaction on that natural 20.
All right.
And to flavor that, I think I want to do it. It says magically distract the creature. I want to almost make it appear like Zag appears powerful and like Thorn, like a god of the 10, briefly for just a moment to distract them and think he's maybe much more powerful than he is.
Yes, with Silvery Barbs, they get a 22 to hit instead. But
both
that will
hit.
be
And then
much
I will
less
give that
damage.
advantage to Selene on her next turn.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh, I'm down, guys. That was my last spell for the day.
You're already through your spell slots?
No, because I'm going to die.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away,
Connecting to remote operating room.
giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network, with gig speeds everywhere. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
That will be 47 points of poison damage.
47 points. Okay, Zag is down.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, no.
And with that, Selene,
Not
you
the
are
cleric.
up.
Okay.
I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, so I rolled a 12. I'm going to add my 1d4 to it. 50-50. I got a 2, so that's 14.
A 14 will not pass. You take 34 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Did you say 34?
Yes.
I would die.
You get advantage on your attack from my Silvery
Oh,
Barbs.
thank you for that. I got a 19 again, which we determined was a 25.
Wow, a 25 will definitely hit.
18 points of damage.
18 points of damage. This gaseous form, on a scale of 1 to 140, looks like a 120.
Okay.
So it is not doing too hot.
And I'm going to use my, with my Celestial Blade, I'm going to use my offhanded attack as well, which I'm going to use advantage because that's a 12 to hit. It's a 15 to hit.
Oh, a 15 meets beats.
Oh, okay. Two extra points of damage.
2 extra points of damage. Hey, everything counts in a race.
And that's the end of my turn.
Rom, you are up. This thing is looking severely injured. It is a little puff of gas at this point. You are going to need to make a Constitution save. You can do so with advantage as a dwarf.
A natural 20 on the first one, so I don't think it's needed, but yay. So a natural 20 total. And I take half of the damage as well. Anyway, so it's a quarter.
26 points of damage quartered will be... You will take 6 points of damage from this instead of 26.
Beautiful.
Holy cow.
Good,
Dwarves
man.
are awesome, as well as taking half is just cool.
15 to hit on the first attack.
A 15 will hit, meets beats.
15 to hit on the second
A
one.
15 will also hit.
Dude, clerics.
Praise be
Praise be Thorn.
Thorn.
We all worship Thorn now.
And this is how we start a cult.
So 10 points of damage on the first attack and 9 points of damage on the second.
Grom, how would you like to do this?
I'll see what Efimia is doing and just like, I want to bash it and like try to open up a point. I imagine that there's like a glowing core of like what the center is. I want to like swipe the smoke away from it so it's exposed and then just yell, Efimia, do it!
Reach in my purse and grab my 3 stones and just start throwing them.
Grom pulls the mouth open to this behemoth that is a living spell, and you toss these 3 stones inside, and it hits this magical core that is on the inside and erupts in this magical essence, and the spell disperses, and you each gain a point of inspiration with that killing blow, and the gaseous form is no more. You have an unconscious Cassidy in the corner, and I believe that is where we're going to end our session for the night. My name is Cade, the host and dungeon fog of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Alec playing Zag.
Mason playing Grom.
Marissa playing Efimia.
And Brooklyn playing Selene.
Thank you so much for joining. We have so many things that are going up on the Patreon right now, and happy holidays to everyone out there. We hope you have a very safe, awesome holiday season, and hopefully the snow isn't too bad where you are, because it will probably be very terrible for us here in Utah. But if you love our show, go on over to patreon.com/knocked and consider supporting. Or if you don't have the means to support our show, refer us to a friend, because us having more people listening to our podcast is the best way for us to grow. Your recommendation to a friend means the world to us. Thank you so much for listening to Knocked Prone, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your night.
Okay, here's how Miro works. See, it's amazing.
What's everyone doing at David's desk? Ever since marketing started using Miro's collaborative online whiteboard, he thinks all our other teams should sign up. Why? He says Miro's making his meetings disappear. And if every team gets on it, that means even less meetings. They're using Miro for brainstorms, mind maps, customer research.
So could we use Miro instead of having another 100 meetings for every round of feedback?
Yep. You can comment, react to ideas, even leave a recording on the board.
And what about presentations?
There are Miro templates for that.
How do you know so much about Miro?
I've actually been using it all along. I just used a Miro board to plan the best vacation.
Okay, I'm on board.
See how Miro users save up to 80 hours every year by meeting less and doing more. Get on board at Miro.com with 3 boards free forever. That's MIRO.com.